It is with great pleasure that I welcome our next guest to the program. As promised, I've been joined by my former pastors, Pastor Michael and Catherine Short, and they're going to talk to us a little bit about their newest endeavor, See the World Travel Agency, which is actually Pastor Catherine's baby. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
It is. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here, both of you. It's so wonderful to see you again.
It's good to be here.
It feels like I just want to hug you both.
You know, go ahead, why not?
Why not hope?
So tell us a little bit about See the World Travel Agency.
Well, it is a very interesting travel agency. Our focus is to make sure that you take that preferred trip, and we'll introduce you to a travel savings plan. Because of the economy, some may think that you cannot travel, but you can travel as you did before using this travel savings plan. You give me a call, let me know where you want to go. I will let you know how much it costs so that you can deposit the exact amounts that you need, so that at the end of that year or at that extended time, you will have those adjustments made and you can go to Paris. You can go to Russia. You can take that river cruise up the Lake Nasser.
We were talking a little in the green room, and I did share with you that is exactly how I save for my trip to Africa, because my sisters lived there for 5 years now, and I hadn't had the opportunity to go.
Oh, yes.
And they came home a few years ago, and then last year, 2010, I did exactly that. I got the price. My mom had just gone the year before, so we got the price, and we divided it up, and I just set that amount aside, and that was a really wonderful way that we were able to, you know, put the money away so that she went and then I went.
Wonderful.
So
it's very
fantastic.
practical.
So tell me about how you developed this interest for traveling and helping others travel.
Well, I became a travel agent in the early 70s at the Bank of Delaware Travel Department, and I was there for about 17 years. Then I left and I began writing my own tour packages to Canada. And for 8 years I did that, and Helen Whitson, the former owner of Uniglobe, she and I were best friends because she worked at the Bank of Delaware, and she helped me with my packaging. And so I found out that it is ministry still, helping you to see the world, helping you to find events and festivals and find people and just find enjoyment and just plain old fun seeing the world. And so because it's helping people have that extra fun, then I'm for it. And since it's a skill that I have, since I've retired from ministry, why not use it?
Right. One of the other things that we were talking about was in planning those trips to Canada, it was always so natural. It was always just a very good fit, and everything was so organized. We went as a ministry, and it was wonderful. And so when someone contacts See the World Travel Agency,
yes,
tell me about, or tell our viewers about what they can expect as far as what you will help them with.
What you can expect is a holistic approach to travel. And what I mean by that is I want to know exactly where you're going to go, then I will let you know how you can best get there. Because sometimes we're very excited about where we want to go, and it might be that you need to cruise there instead of taking a tour. And so as a travel as a travel consultant and owner of See the World Travel Agency, I feel it's my responsibility to guide you to the best way you should travel in order to see this particular part of either our country or Europe or Africa. And so you will find a very holistic approach. Even in our travel savings plan, in our making sure that you have the right style for your traveling. Because to us, we do have a travel style. Some like an escorted tour. And so I'll mention to you all the escorted tours because you like a schedule. Some are very independent minded and don't want anything to do with schedules. So I will introduce you to those tours that are independent in their itineraries. But I must say, to those who are independent, be sure that you get insurance with your independent-minded self.
Well, see, now that's what I'm talking about, the logistics of travel, the passports, the insurance. You know, we all have these ideas that I want to take a tour to the top of the Eiffel Tower. However, in order to get on the plane to get there, you have to go get this application and get a passport. So is that something that people can also count on when they contact you?
Oh, indeed.
Not necessarily that you'll do it for them, but that you can put them in the direction to get that done.
In the direction to get your documents. It's very important to have your passport. If you're going to go on a cruise, for instance, you might think, well, I don't need a passport. But in case of emergency, and you have to come back into the country, you will need a valid passport to get back in the country. So I do advise my clients, always have a passport. Always have a passport when you travel, whether it's on a tour or a cruise.
Two more points I want to talk about. The first one is your help, your assistant, your agency. You're able to plan vacations for people, individual people, small groups, large groups. What is that dynamic?
We are able to do that. Large groups, we handle those groups, and we also handle small groups. Small groups are intimate and are very I don't know. I just know that they're very intimate and they're very good to handle. But then there's some people who enjoy going out with 35 or 40 people, and so we handle those as well. It's always good to have a friend along on a group, especially if you're going to take a large group. It's good to travel with a friend. As I said, because of the intimacy of small groups, you can go as a single person. And this is to Europe, small groups, to any of the 7 continents, because our email address is seetheworldtravel7. The 7 means 7 continents. So if you have a large group, we can send you to the 7 continents. If you have a small group, an intimate group, we can do the same thing.
Now, the other point I wanted to ask you about was one of our friends, Dr. Trudy Borel, travels all the time, bless her heart, okay? So I remember looking at her pictures, and even now, seeing her updates on Facebook, it's like, I've invited her on the program just because I want her to share some of her experiences with our viewers. So my last question is, age ranges. What type of traveler do you find yourself assisting? And I would like you to tell the people who think they're too old that they're not.
Indeed. Not too old. Never.
Yes.
Never too old. Because there are ways in which we can assist anyone. And there are particular cruises and tours that focus on different age levels. And it will give you that, whatever you need. For instance, our travel agency, special needs. We are special needs certified for accessible travel advocacy. And so if you need a wheelchair, if you're going on a cruise, we can contact special needs group, and they will have the wheelchair waiting for you on the cruise ship. If you need a scooter, a power chair, any of those equipments, even a beach wheelchair.
Wow.
We can make that accessible. And so it's ages, there's no limit to travel because we can serve your needs, and if you have a mobility limitation, we can serve that as well.
And don't let it stop you.
Don't let it stop you.
Pastor Catherine, thank you so much. Pastor Michael, it was wonderful, wonderful to see you both again.
Okay, wonderful.
Now we want to remind you the phone number has been up the entire time. It is See the World Travel Agency. If you have any questions about travel, if you'd like to book, please contact one of the phone numbers that are on your screen and they would be more than happy to help you. Safe travels. We'll be right back with Willis Phelps and the Buffalo Soldiers.